My name is Petty Officer Jeff Welbaum in the United States Navy. I've been in almost 8 years. I'll hit my 8-year mark in June. The majority of my career I was stationed in Jacksonville, Florida. I've been to 33 countries since I've been in the Navy, so I've pretty much been all over the world. And right now they have me stationed here in Ohio as a Navy representative. Then when I'm finished with that, I'll head back down to Florida, hopefully.
And why did you join the service?
I joined the Navy because there's pretty much two types of people. There's people that want to go to college when they graduate high school, and there's people that don't. I wasn't mature enough to go right away. I knew that I'd be wasting somebody's money if I went to college right out of high school. So I basically went to the recruiting station, checked out all the services, and decided to join the Navy because I thought it'd be the best fit for me.
So you went right out of high school?
I did. I actually got my contract in August of my senior year of high school. And I left for basic training like 2 weeks after I graduated.
What did you find the most difficult about your time in the military?
The most difficult thing is always, the fact that you're going to spend a lot of time away from your family. I'm a family guy. Funny, right? All my family's pretty much here in Ohio, and when I left after high school, I moved to Florida. I lived there for a long time. I traveled the world. I went a long time without seeing them, and I think the hardest thing is from the time I left until I came back now, seeing how much they've aged, and got older and things like that, and that's probably one of the toughest things.
How did you contact them? Did you write letters or?
Well, it's the cool thing about the Navy now is it's 2013. It's not 1975 anymore. We actually have the internet on the ships. We have emails. We have satellite phones. So I could sit there on my ship, in my office, on my little computer that we have in our office, and I could literally send an email to my dad, and if he got it on his smartphone, he could send me one right back. It'd be like a text message, and the technology is amazing, and it certainly helps us out a lot.
Was there ever Skyping?
No, the internet's not quite that fast out there. But if we pulled into a foreign port or something like that, and I was able to connect to the internet out there, you could definitely do stuff like that. But if I wanted to, I could have some sort of communication with my family every day. So that's real helpful.
Who are some of the more memorable people that you served with?
I think that's the best thing about the Navy, or the military in general, is you grow up with friends in high school and they're great, and they'll be your friends for the rest of your life. But one thing that you truly learn is that when you serve next to somebody on a daily basis, they become like more of a family member to you than anything else. And I think that may be besides being away from your family, that's the hardest part about being in the military, is because you're constantly moving from one place to another. So you make really good friends, and then you get to your brother or your sister, and then they move to California and you move to Ohio, and then you got Facebook and all that stuff, but you don't really ever see them again. But I would say that one of my best friends that I ever had in the Navy, he's from South Dakota. He knew nothing of the world outside of South Dakota before he joined the Navy, and we made friends when we got on the ship. He only did 4 years. His name's Charlie Sowards. He only did 4 years and he decided to get out of the Navy. I decided to stay in, and now he's back in South Dakota wishing that he was still in the Navy. So, but yeah, that's one of my most memorable people, I would say.
Do you think the time in the military has changed you?
Absolutely. I was brought up in a pretty good family. I had a lot of values, and everything that was instilled in me, but I'd say that the major thing the Navy did for me is it's setting me up for, whatever I want to do in the future. I've seen what life is like on the outside of the United States. I've seen some really beautiful places, and I've seen some just awful places, and no matter where you go, it makes you appreciate, Mason, Ohio, or, Troy, Ohio, or California, or wherever you're from in the United States. It doesn't matter how bad you think things are here, things are always so much worse everywhere else, and it gives you a real good perspective on that.
What was your life like while you were serving in the nation? Or serving our nation, sorry.
Well, I would say it was pretty good. There's so many people out there that have done so many more things than I have. I'm proud of my service, but I know that there's individuals, you've seen them today, the Marines and the Army, and some of the other people that serve have sacrificed way more than I ever have. But I'm very proud of this. I can't wait till someday when I have kids, or when I have grandkids, to be able to tell them all the things that I've seen, all the things that I've got to do. Hopefully that they'll be proud that their dad or their grandpa was served in the Navy. plan on doing 20 years. You know, I just don't see myself doing anything else. I don't think I'm be good at anything else. So, you know, I definitely love the fact that I get to serve this country. I love this country. That's one of the main reasons why I joined the Navy. I feel like I just had to, you know, kind of give back to the individuals who had it way harder than we do now, you know, so many years ago. My birthday's in October. I left for basic training in June after my senior year ended. So I went through boot camp and my school to learn how to do navigation while I was still 18, and then right after that I turned 19. And then I basically started doing my actual job when I was 19 in the Navy. So they had trusted me with, you know, navigating a United States ship. I mean, this big old ship. I mean, they put that faith in me, and that's just so awesome. I mean, I was only 19 years old. I mean, some 19-year-olds can't handle working at a gas station, you know. And you know, and the trust that they put in us is just, you know, it's just amazing. And I always thought that was really cool. I mean, here I am driving this big ship, and I'm only 19 years old. And yeah, that was cool.
How long did it take you to adjust from like land life to like sea life?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, it's definitely different. The ocean, to me, when I first went out there, I realized that this is what I was meant to do. I love it. I loved not just living in Florida, but being actually out on the ocean. Because the ocean will teach you something different every single day. Every time you think you got it figured out, it does something different. I mean, it's crazy. You can be standing there outside the ship, you know, kind of looking around, and you got this, you know, blue sky over here, you know, that you're looking at, and it looks amazing. And then over here, you can see it raining, you know, a couple miles away from you, you know, because there's no trees or anything blocking all that stuff, you know. And then one minute it'll be calm seas, and then the next minute you'll have 20-foot seas just throwing you all over the place. And one of my favorite things is, you know, you guys notice sometimes when you go out at night there's no moon, right? Well, it doesn't change on the ocean, and sometimes there's no moon out there, which doesn't light up the stars, so it's completely pitch black. And if you walk outside your ship, you can't even see your own hand in front of your face. Like, it's so dark. But then when there's a full moon and the stars are out, you can see forever. And the biggest adjustment is, you know, when you're out on a ship that's always moving, you know, for weeks on weeks at a time, and then once you hit land for the first time and you step foot on it, it kind of, you're not moving anymore, and it takes some adjusting for sure. Some people get seasick, you know. Some people don't. I was fortunate. I don't know why I don't, but I don't. It's just good because it's probably the worst feeling in the world, I'm sure. So.